The cherry on top communication in my house includes this plug. Thank you for the pink concert. I had a crazy day with my AWOKH photos yesterday, and the process seems amazing. And we lost 3 people in our house in this communication. And I didn't share the information on my social media page based on anyone that told me anything about this process. This process is my normal daily life. And this process brought me to 40 years. But in this 40 years, my first daughter was burned. I rented this house and the plug looks like this. My daughter was yesterday, we did a hair. My youngest daughter, and this communication was again in my house. And my youngest daughter was now requested by my husband to come to this plug. And this plug almost burst in her face because the communication in my house was, there was errors on my mobile phone. My photos of AWOKH fashion was edited. By the time that I was finished, there was not an orange photo on my mobile phone. And by the end of it, the cherry on top was that at the end of the communication, my daughter was well included in this communication. And this communication has cost me my firstborn daughter. And Pinky's having a concert on this communication. And I didn't realize it. And I ordered the clothes from Shine. And while I ordered the clothes, I did my AWOKH photos, but I have so much problems on a Saturday with errors on my mobile phone going flat, my YouTube live stream giving problems, my cell phone giving problems that sometimes could have been prevented. And by the time that my photos was finished yesterday, and I was so drained with all the errors concerning a program that humanity can have in a fine way for everyone. By the time that I turned my back, then my daughter was requested to come to this plug. And by the time that so many people are into this house communication, and the people that build the house for you, and travel into New Zealand about it, and the plug almost burns again in your second daughter's face, then you cannot laugh about it. Then the cherry on top of that is this morning my husband sings an amazing song. And my brother Martin always says, but on that day, not on that day, he says, put the oldest record on. And I always, when I do my Sunday and Saturday live streams, I did the Lionel Richie song. And there is the son that looks like my brother Martin Philander, my oldest brother. And he reminded me all these years, put the old song on. And I always ask him, what are you talking about? What old song? And my husband put that old song on this morning that I don't know how I love this process. And I don't know how much, but I know I love every communication in the universe. And I know as human beings, we love every communication of the human beings, of this universe. And every communication of our human communication. But I've educated everyone on social media that somewhere, someone is going to have to take a step back. Someone is going to have to take a step back. If you have already lost 3 people in such a communication, and I'm in my household, and people are managing a social media, and the world is in war in such a communication, then your photos can't, when you have orange dress, and be pink photos. And even when you ordered the photos, everyone knew that you ordered the orange photo. Oh, the order is on my mobile phone. The whole team that I'm managing our mobile phones knows the whole communication of this process. And my daughter was requested and included to take my photos for me on her phone yesterday. And I know the amazingness of her in this communication, because this communication brought me to 40 years. But where is my firstborn daughter in this? Where's my mother that was deceased in this communication? Where's my brother Richard Philander that was deceased in this communication? And somewhere someone played our household on this. And whoever is trying to the whole time play our households, we are saying to everyone who are managing these processes that someone is going to have to take control. That there's my charger in this phone because I was so oppressed to come to this plug yesterday. And to use this plug in my house. In the communication that forces you to use this plug in your house. makes it sometimes seems like you have something to do with this whole process if your cell phone plug is still plugged in there. This is where our fridge is plugged in. There's communications recordings in our fridge of sounds that goes off. And I know humanity manages a world ruling process, but when it threatens a person's day, then someone is going to have to react about it. And I've educated on all of those reactions and my leading this generation and my people of color discussions. And we're going to have a leading this generation talk later today. But that's all that I wanted to say of the whole process. That this is a business, and some people sometimes want to oppress us out of a business and out of your finances. And the oppression starts on a life journey, and then the journey goes about your skin color, and then it's not about your skin color but your family. And then by the Braxton family I learned now it's not about the color of your skin but about your mama in the universe, and that looks like a certain type of mama. And then my mama was such an amazing great mother that I cannot even allow my mother Anna Philander to be disrespected in such a way. Her journey is so amazing. I haven't even began to write her properly write her book already. And I cannot allow my mother's womb to be disrespected and dishonored with so much disrespect amongst humanity. And that is all that I had to say about this world ruling process so far.